Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the webinar. For those of you who are new, I am Navya, and I'm the Global Product Manager of MultiOne. So in this webinar, I will be introducing you to one of our latest cloud-based applications, MultiOne Web. One second, I'm going to the next slide because I had some issues moving. So as you might already know, MultiOne Web is similar to MultiOne Engineering in terms of its functionality. The key difference here is that MultiOne Web is a cloud-based application that can be launched on a browser, and it is used to generate feature files and configure devices. Now, some of you always ask me why MultiOne Web when MultiOne Engineering is working perfectly fine, and it also fits our way of working. So the main reason why you need to switch to MultiOne Web is because of our innovation. We have adapted our applications to latest cloud-based technology. Additionally, it is always up to date with the latest devices and features. What is also beneficial for you is you do not have to manually update your applications every quarter. So that is the biggest difference with MultiOne Web. We have also improved the quality and reliability of our applications. So if you have a good network connectivity at your end, you will notice that MultiOne Web is at least 2 times faster than engineering. We have also worked on user interface. So we have tried to make it as easy as possible for you to navigate through the interface and find all the functions. And we have also provided access to all the product information directly through the interface. And in a few minutes, I will walk you through the interface and I will show you where all these functions are. What is also interesting for you is that sometimes I do get a request if we can clone drivers from one generation to the other. With MultiOne Web, it is now possible. So you can not only copy the features from one generation to the other, but you can also check the compatibility between two completely different drivers. And I will also show this function while I walk you through the interface. There is also one other amazing feature our teams are working on, and we are extremely excited to talk about it. And this is not a question mark because I don't know what it is, but this is going to be a surprise for the next 10 minutes. So please hold on for 10 minutes. It is super easy to launch MultiOne Web. All you need to do is either open Chrome or Edge and type in the URL www.multione.signify.com. Now, before I move on to my next slide, I want to show you the interface itself. So I can show you where all the functions are, where all the buttons are. So let me open my screen. So here I have opened the browser. I have entered the URL, and this is the main screen of MultiOne Web. So all you need to do is first click on login/register. And as a first-time user, it is important that you always register yourself first. So you click on register now, you fill in some details, you will receive a confirmation email. And once you get that email, you can launch MultiOne Web again, enter your credentials and sign in. Now you are on the main homepage of MultiOne Web, and here what I would like to indicate is that there are 3 main buttons. So you will see a read device, you will see find and select device, and load feature file. Now, as a first-time user, read device will be grayed out. This is because if you want to enable read device, which is to read and write a physical driver, you need to install an additional application, which is called Direct Configuration Service. And let's see where you get that application from. You have to go to our global website, and over here under the title MultiOne Web, you have the link which says Direct Configuration Service. So once you click the link, you install, and you are all set to go. Then you come back to the main screen of MultiOne Web. You will still see that it is grayed out. That is because we do not have any reader connected yet. So therefore, you will see this red icon, and this is the status that you see. So let me connect a reader, and once I connect the reader, you will see the status over here. Now it says that I am connected to LCN 9620, and you simply click OK. And now the read device button is activated. Now, once that is done, what I would like to show is on this black bar, you have next to your user ID, you have a person icon, and you have a bunch of preferences that you can set. I'm in the next page. So before that, what I would like to show is how to find a device from our cloud database. So let's click Find and select device. Over here, what you see is some easy filtering options. So what you can do is, I want to get to FP 150 watt driver. So you can select the filters either by region, or you can select by application area. You can even select by configuration interface. And I'm still not happy with the filter, so I am going to type in FP 150, and here I have a full list of FP 150 watt drivers. What is also really nice with MultiOne Web is that you have all the product specifications that are in here that you can read, and you can also open the you can also open the datasheet directly using this link. So basically, you don't have to go anywhere else. You have it all on MultiOne Web directly. Now, what's also interesting is that you can sort out some columns. So maybe some parameters are more important for you to look at. You can filter out the columns that you do not want to see. So in my case, for example, I'm going to choose only these 3 parameters and probably P out and I out max. And as you see, you only see the columns that we chose. What you also can do is compare 2 devices up to 3 devices on the same interface. So I want to check 150 watt 0.2 compare with 150 watt 0.2 and click compare. And here it shows clear differences between the 2 devices that you chose. And now, once you've made your choice, you select the device and you enter the main configuration page. And on this page, you will see that there is a full overview of features that we currently support for this device on the configuration page. Now, what I would like to highlight here is when we start configuring the features, we have 2 checkboxes. We have include in configuration and we have enable feature. Now, sometimes what I come across is that in your feature file, you do prefer saving features in its default state. So in case you prefer saving the features in its default state, then it's important that you check include in configuration, even though you don't enable it. And for the second part, when you actually want to enable it, you check the other checkbox and change the values of the feature itself. Now let me change it to 50% and probably change more features. So I'm going to check CLO, enable CLO. For example, here, I think with engineering, you're already familiar. We also have this numeric generator on web. So it will calculate the table values automatically for you. Let me also enable MTP, for example. And when you scroll all the way down, you have configure device, which is green, and you have save feature file, which is still grayed out. So as a first-time user, you might still wonder that, okay, yeah, I have made changes to my features, but the save feature file button is still grayed out. This is because we have to enable a preference from our preferences section. So let's go back on top. So you click this person icon, you open the preferences list, and in the first two options we have, if you notice, we have save file as DCF, which is direct configuration file, and we have the second option, save file as feature file. Now, feature file is something that you're already familiar with. It is a .xml format, which can be used in combination with MultiOne workflow to configure drivers in your factory. We are also going to introduce a new format, which is going to be in a .json format. And that format, we name it as direct configuration file. And those files will be used with the new MultiOne workflow. So in short, the feature files will not be compatible with the new workflow. However, we will also organize some webinars. We will also make how-to videos. We will have you prepared for the new workflow, and we will support you as much as possible over there. But for now, what you need to remember is that you must always check save file as feature file because you are still using the current workflow. So that is a mandatory choice that you always need to check. And there are also some other preferences. For example, if you remember in the previous page, I want to remember the filter that I selected. And I also want to remember the columns that I selected that I wanted to see. So once you have made your choices here, you exit, and the next time you log in, MultiOne Web completely remembers your choice and you do not have to do it again. And now you scroll all the way down, and the save feature file option is green. So you have two options. You either save a file or you continue configuring the device. Now, suppose over here on the features page, if you do not want to see the graphs or the sliders, you prefer a more simpler UI. What you can also do is on this black bar, we have mode, and we have advanced mode and standard mode. So right now I'm using the advanced mode. If you want a simpler UI, switch to standard mode. And over here, you only have the boxes where you input the values. So no sliders and no graphs. Another cool feature that I was talking about was cloning the drivers from one generation to the other. Now over here, the icon is very small. Next to the name of the driver, you do see an edit icon. So you have to click that icon, and it states find and select other devices. So I'm going to type another FP. Let's choose 0.3 amperes. Now what MultiOne Web does is that it starts comparing the feature compatibilities between the original device and the selected device. And in this case, you will see that all the features that we set is automatically transferred to 150 watt, 300 milliamps device. So let's open ALO. So as you see, ALO is now set to 50%, which was also the case with the previous device that we chose. And we were trying to transfer the settings from FP driver to SR driver. So using that edit icon, I clicked that icon and I started typing the SR 150 watt over here. And after 1 or 2 seconds, this button turns green. So web recognizes that this is a totally different device. And here you have a pop-up where it says, okay, the selected device is SR, the original device was FP. And here you have list of all the compatible features between them. Then you can confirm this information, and as you see, all the values are transferred to this SR device. Now, why I show this functionality is because sometimes you have a defect driver in the field and you want to replace it with another driver, and you do not have a one-to-one replacement, but you want to check if you can transfer the settings from that defect driver to another driver, and it is possible because now web checks it for you. Now, before I go back to my slide, I would also like to indicate that today's intention was to actually show where all the buttons are, where all the functions are, how to navigate through the interface itself. We have also prepared a detailed how-to video for each and every functionality, and you can open it by section and you can follow a step-by-step guide on how to, for example, say feature file or configure device. So let me go back to the slides now. Okay. Now here we have a list of supported features. Now we do support most of the features you frequently use. There might be some features that you still need, and we are also working on it for the coming quarter and next year. For example, here I've mentioned that we are going to release the FlexTune feature, and also DIIA has released new formats of Luminaire Info, which will also be supported with our new application. We are also going to look into DALI support, and we are going to introduce this new device, Lunatone, with this application. And some other features like you want to enable DALI 102 via NFC, which will also be enabled next year. In your case, probably you are already feature complete with the features that I've listed here, and you are ready to switch. In case you notice that there are any features that you want and is not in the list, you can always reach out to us and we will take a look at it. Now it's time for the mystery feature that we waited for 10 minutes, and we are very excited to introduce you to this feature, and that is box configuration. So we are very happy to inform you that we are releasing the first version of box configuration in Q1. You just have to remember that the first version will only be enabled for limited SKUs, and our priority right now is a linear portfolio. So with that, I would say that we also have a video where you can actually see how box configuration works. Enjoy. Hi, this is Navya, and I'm the product manager of MultiOne. Today, I will explain about box configuration and how it works. Box configuration is a functionality which is enabled within MultiOne Web to configure a full box of LED drivers without having to open it. This further makes it easier and requires less effort in your factories to configure drivers. Now I will show you the test setup required for box configuration. What you need to ensure is to have a wooden table with no metal interferences around. You also need two components from pipe, which is a reader and the antenna connected together. And then you have two cables. One is the USB, which goes into your laptop, and the other one goes to the power socket. What you also need is the right SKU of boxes that support box configuration. In my case, I already have one, and it has 24 Philips drivers inside the box. Now let's see how to position the box on the antenna. Now I'm going to flip the table. For a successful configuration, the positioning of the box is very important. Here you have a square icon, which is the reference for box position. You have to ensure that the square icon is placed at the center of the antenna. This ensures maximum field strength and configuration of all drivers in the box. Now, let's look into how to configure the box using MultiOne Web. Once your test setup is ready, please click Read Device. MultiOne Web now starts scanning for all the drivers present in the box. Here you can set the features that are required. I will now set AOC value. I will change it to 200 milliamps, for example. I will scroll down and click Configure Box. On this page, I will enter the number of drivers that are present in the box. So in my case, I have 24, and now we can continue. MultiOne Web starts scanning all the 24 drivers that are currently present in the box. Once the drivers are found, you can continue by clicking Next. And now MultiOne Web starts writing the features to the drivers. And as you see, the configuration of AOC was successful. By clicking the next button, you can continue configuring the next box of the same 12NC. You can continue with as many boxes as possible. If you want to know the 12NC is compatible with box configuration, then on the homepage of MultiOne Web, please click on Find and Select Device. And here you can apply the filter box configuration and get the whole list of devices that support this functionality. Now your configuration is less time consuming and hassle-free with MultiOne Web. Thank you for watching and keep configuring with MultiOne. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and this is just to give an idea on how the functionality looks. We will also post this video shortly after the webinar. Maybe it's going to take a few weeks because we need to check, but it will be posted on the website. You will see it coming. I think we are almost at the end of the webinar. Oh yeah, another important point that I forgot to mention regarding box configuration is that for the first release that is going to happen in Q1, we recommend that you contact the key account managers first, so we can help you get the right boxes that is suitable for box configuration, and we can also help you with the setup. So that is something that I wanted to indicate. Now we can move on to the questions. Please feel free to type in your questions in the chat window. I will try to address the questions now. Let me see. Yeah. Going. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 1 second. All right. So I do see some questions here. So I see, how can we know if we can switch to MultiOne Web? I think you mean how do I know when to switch from MultiOne Engineering to MultiOne Web? So as I mentioned on one of my slides, I do think we cover most of the features that you frequently use, or in your case, you might even be feature complete to switch to MultiOne Web. You can also check this feature list through our commercial announcements that we send every release, where you have a section where we say what's new and you know what new features are introduced with that release. And when you scroll down through the announcement, you also see the entire overview of supported features. Uh, What's also better for maybe you is that I will include this overview of features also in the release notes. So you can just check the release notes and you have a full overview of features we currently support. Is it possible to change the name of the feature file before saving it? Yes and no. This is interesting because I also learned this recently through one of my colleague, and no, because you can't directly change the name of the feature file using MultiOne Web. Yes, because when you go back to your browser, when you go to the settings of your browser, you have a section, download section. So you please go to the download section and you have a checkbox where it states, always ask me what to do. And when you enable that checkbox, each time you click on Save Feature File, you will have a pop-up on MultiOne Web which says, please enter the name. So you enter the desired name and you save it in your system. Is there an end of support date for MultiOne Engineering? We do not have a date. Of course, we are more than happy to see you switch over to MultiOne Web. We will plan our transition, but it will be somewhere around end 2025. But for now, you need to start getting familiar with MultiOne Web. Why do I see load feature file button grayed out? It's good that you asked this question. This button is not activated yet and will be enabled in around Q2 next year. Will box configuration be included in the production tool? Yes, box configuration will be included in the production tool, but not with the current workflow. It will be included in the new workflow that we want to introduce. Well, I think we are at the end of the webinar, right? All right. So there's also another point that I would like to mention. There are a few more questions that I see. I will go over those questions and try to answer them and attach it with the email we send it out right after the webinar. Additionally, we will also share a link to a questionnaire, and this questionnaire only takes about 2 to 3 minutes for you. So please take some time and answer them. It really helps me prioritize my features and, if required, evaluate my roadmap once again. So please fill that questionnaire, and I would really appreciate if you do so. And the link is also in the chat. Now, with that, I would say thank you so much for your time and your patience. I hope I was able to give you all the information, and please try it out and give us your feedback. We will check if there are any improvements. We will also have a look at it. Thank you very much and have a great day ahead.